Hamilton silences the haters after incredible sprint win. Oscar takes pole position after outperforming Lando again, and one team falls victim to the new FIA rules. Do consider subbing. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Lewis Hamilton recently made headlines, clinching his first sprint victory with Ferrari at the Chinese Grand Prix. This win not only showcased his incredible driving skills, but also offered him an opportunity to silence those critics who had been vocal about his transition to a new team. After a challenging debut in Australia, where Hamilton finished with just a single point, many doubted his ability to adapt. However, in Shanghai, he demonstrated what he's truly capable of, racing from start to finish and crossing the line a remarkable 7 seconds ahead of his nearest competitor, Oscar Piastri. Hamilton's journey to this victory, however, wasn't without its challenges. The pressure mounted early on when Max Verstappen closely followed him in the first half of the sprint. Yet, Hamilton's exceptional tire management skills allowed him to extend his lead significantly, improving his experience and strategic thinking on the track. As Hamilton distanced himself from the competition, his confidence grew. By the time Piastri moved into second place, Hamilton had opened up a 2.6-second lead and managed to widen the gap to 4 seconds in the final laps. This was a pivotal moment in his campaign and a reassuring signal that he is settling into his role with Ferrari. In the aftermath of his victory, Hamilton took a moment to address his critics during a conversation with 1997 world champion Jacques Villeneuve. He expressed his frustration with those who had underestimated the complexity of switching teams in Formula One. The first race was difficult, he shared, and I really do feel a lot of people underestimated the steep climb it is to get into a new team. Hamilton emphasized that acclimatizing within a new team involves much more than just driving. It's about understanding communication, team dynamics, and gaining comfort with the car. His heartfelt remarks highlight the pressures that come with the sport and the lack of understanding some critics have regarding the challenges of joining a new team. He added, "The amount of critics and people I've heard yapping along the way, just clearly not understanding, maybe because they've never had the experience or just unaware. This serves as a reminder that behind every race is a story of perseverance and adaptation, something fans and critics alike should consider." With this victory, Hamilton has signaled that he is firmly back in his groove, ready to take on the remainder of the season with renewed confidence. As the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship landscapes continue to shift, all eyes will be on him as he seeks to build on this momentum. The Chinese Grand Prix was not just a race, it was a statement, one that has firmly positioned Lewis Hamilton as a contender in his new Ferrari chapter. With his combination of skill, strategy, and the will to overcome, he is undoubtedly a driver to watch this season. From the very first lap this weekend, Lewis Hamilton felt a strong connection with his car. The race engineers and mechanics have done exceptional work fine-tuning the vehicle, allowing him to achieve performance that felt truly remarkable. He shared, "I got a good start, and there's so much grip on this new tarmac." However, even with the excitement, Hamilton noted the challenge of managing the new tires. "It's really hard to look after these new tires, but I think everyone was struggling the same." This weekend marked a significant moment as Hamilton became an official Ferrari race winner, yet he called for calm in light of the cheering Chinese fans. "I don't feel the pressure," he stated confidently. Hamilton understands the passion of the Tifosi, the Ferrari fans who yearn for victory. "I know the team wants to win, and it means everything to them," he added, embracing the significance of the moment. He offered a wise perspective. "Progress takes time. I said the other day, Rome wasn't built in one day, one step at a time, and we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We cannot," he reminded his team and fans alike. Remaining grounded is essential, and he emphasized the need to stay focused and calm. "These moments get us all excited," he said, acknowledging the thrill but urging everyone to keep their eyes on the long-term goals. As Hamilton reflected on the victory, he made it clear that their team would be back to work right after celebrating this win. "It's a marathon, not a sprint, so we've just got to take our time," he concluded. His measured approach highlights Hamilton's experience and strategic mindset as he navigates this new chapter with Ferrari. In the sprint qualifying, Hamilton secured pole position, a notable achievement as it was his first since the 2021 season. Ferrari's Fred Vasseur praised him for this milestone, but mentioned the importance of maintaining performance on race day. This underscores the ongoing journey for Hamilton and his team, a journey filled with potential, challenges, and the promise of what lies ahead. Stay tuned as we continue to follow Hamilton and the Ferrari team throughout the 2025 season. Today, we're diving into the thrilling action of the Chinese Grand Prix, where Oscar Piastri has made headlines by securing his first ever pole position. Yes, you heard that right. Piastri delivered an exceptional performance, clocking an impressive lap time of 1:30.641, narrowly edging out George Russell by just 0.082 seconds. This marks a significant milestone for the young McLaren driver, showcasing his immense talent and potential on the F1 circuit. Now, let's talk about the competition. Piastri's teammate, Lando Norris, wasn't far behind, finishing third in the qualifying rounds. It was an exhilarating session that kept fans on the edge of their seats. But qualifying wasn't just about the top contenders. There were challenges faced by many drivers, particularly Liam Lawson, who unfortunately continued to struggle. After facing major tire wear issues during Saturday's sprint, Lawson and his team made setup adjustments in hopes of better performance. But the pressure was on, and with pivotal moments unfolding on track, it was anybody's game. In a dramatic turn, 15 out of the 20 drivers queued at the end of the pit lane, waiting for their chance to hit the track while adjusting their tire pressure according to Pirelli's guidelines. The intensity was palpable as drivers were eager to break into the top positions. The first timer out was Lance Stroll, posting a 1:33 aero. However, that time quickly slipped to P12 as Oscar Piastri took the lead, demonstrating his skills with a stunning lap. Lando Norris faced a setback with a deleted lap time for exceeding track limits, while Max Verstappen managed to briefly top the timesheets, a classic display of fierce competition. As the clock ticked down, the stakes rose with drivers like Kimi Antonelli, Liam Lawson, Charles Leclerc, and Norris fighting for their spots in the next qualifying round. Despite the pressure, Antonelli climbed up to third place, while others like Lawson found themselves in the drop zone. In the final moments of qualifying, tensions escalated as Norris managed to push past the Racing Bulls duo of Isaac Hadjar and Yuki Tsunoda. But heartbreak struck for Lawson, who faced elimination and ended up in 20th place, along with notable names like Pierre Gasly and Jack Doohan. As we look at the qualifying numbers, this year's Chinese Grand Prix results are telling a fierce story of talent, determination, and the unpredictable nature of F1 racing. The competition is fierce, and with new entries and veteran racers, the championship standings are constantly evolving. Now, let's quickly shift gears and touch on Q2, where drivers entered the pit lane equipped with either new or used soft tires. It didn't take long for George Russell and Kimi Antonelli to establish themselves in the top spots, but soon it was the McLarens who showed their strength, with Norris clocking in a solid time, putting pressure on Piastri. Stay tuned, because this race weekend has just begun, and the excitement is far from over. We'll continue to bring you all the updates, highlights, and inside stories as the Chinese Grand Prix unfolds. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. What are your predictions for the race? Let us know. As the qualifying session concluded, it was a thrilling showdown at the Chinese Grand Prix. Oscar Piastri, the talented McLaren driver, snatched pole position with a stunning lap time of 1:30.641. This incredible performance has set the stage for what promises to be an exhilarating race weekend. Right behind him, George Russell from Mercedes came in second, just 0.082 seconds behind, showcasing impressive skills of his own. Lando Norris, Piastri's teammate, rounded out the top three, adding to McLaren's success by securing a second-row start. Max Verstappen, the reigning champion, could not improve on his earlier time, landing in fourth place. Despite going purple in the first sector, Verstappen faced challenges during his lap, leading him to narrowly miss out on a higher position. Lewis Hamilton, the legendary Ferrari driver, and Charles Leclerc followed closely, placing 5th and 6th respectively, setting up an exciting front pack as they head into the race. The session was not without its drama, Antonelli, who faced issues earlier, managed to set a competitive time but could not break into the top spots. He ended the session in 9th, while Alex Albon placed 10th, offering Williams a strong position for tomorrow's race. However, it was a disappointing day for some drivers, including Esteban Ocon, Fernando Alonso, and Carlos Sainz, who found themselves in the drop zone and were unable to progress past Q2. Their struggles shed light on the intense competition in this year's lineup, where every corner counts and even the slightest mistake can cost valuable places on the grid. As we look forward to the main event, Piastri's confident radio message summed up the excitement. "Very nicely done. I've just had a little scream in my helmet." The anticipation builds as fans eagerly await the clash of speed, strategy, and skill that is the F1 Chinese Grand Prix. Be sure to tune in and witness the action unfold. What are your predictions for the race? Let us know in the comments below. Liam Lawson faced a challenging qualifying session at the 2025 Chinese Grand Prix, where he unfortunately found himself at the bottom of the timesheets. Struggling to find pace, he ended up as the slowest driver among the 20 competitors. This marked his third consecutive elimination in the first segment of qualifying, leaving him eager to improve. After a tough sprint qualifying session on Friday, where he finished last, Lawson showed some resilience during the sprint race, climbing up to a 14th place finish. However, his qualifying performance for the Grand Prix was an entirely different story. He clocked a lap time that was 1.2 seconds off the fastest, set by Lando Norris, and significantly slower than teammate Max Verstappen, who managed to push the limits of the RB21. Watching from the sidelines while Verstappen competed for a strong pole position only added to the frustration. Following the session, Liam shared his thoughts with Sky F1, admitting the difficulties he's encountering as he adapts to the Red Bull setup. "I think it's just time," he mentioned when reflecting on what he needed to become more comfortable in the car. However, Lawson also acknowledged the tight deadlines and pressures he faces, stating, "Unfortunately, I don't really have time." In the world of Formula One, confidence is crucial, and the Kiwi driver understands that every mistake can be costly. That pressure doesn't faze him, but it's clear he feels the weight of expectations. "The window is so small that right now I just seem to miss it," he explained candidly. Lawson's self-critique reveals a determination to sharpen his skills and an honest recognition that his current performance isn't meeting his or the team's standards. As Lawson continues to navigate his rookie season, he remains hopeful that with more experience, he can rise to meet both his personal aspirations and the demands of driving for Red Bull. In the broader landscape of the Chinese Grand Prix, it's a time of adjustments, not just for Lawson, but for the entire Red Bull team. After last year's challenges with their car's handling, the engineers have worked hard to expand the operating window of the RB21. The initial feedback suggests progress, but for rookies like Lawson, the learning curve remains steep as they adapt to a car that requires precise handling to maximize speed. In the high-stakes world of Formula One, every driver knows that time is of the essence, and Lawson is determined to carve out his path amidst the pressures of racing. His journey is just beginning, and with continued focus and effort, there's hope for better results in the upcoming races. Liam Lawson is currently navigating a challenging period as he transitions to the Red Bull team, and the pressure is palpable. Reflecting on his recent performance, Lawson acknowledged, "It's just really tough, honestly." He understands that the window for improvement is small and feels a sense of urgency to gain control over his situation. During a recent session, he faced difficulties, stating, "It was a messy session. Had we not dealt with traffic, it might have been okay, but to be honest, it's still not good enough." Lawson is determined to overcome these setbacks, emphasizing, "It shouldn't be an issue. I just need to get on top of it." Interestingly, Lawson is yet to race in Australia and China. His upcoming challenge at the Japanese Grand Prix will be his first opportunity to tackle these circuits. Former F1 driver and current broadcaster Guido van der Garde acknowledged the unique challenges Lawson faces in his adaptation. He suggested that circumstances have been against Lawson and stressed the importance of patience while he finds his footing. Vandergaard reflected positively on Lawson's potential, noting, "He had the pressure last year, and he had to jump in and show himself straight away, and he did it." He believes in Lawson's capacity to perform well, insisting that there isn't any substantial issue hindering his progress. Moreover, within the competitive landscape, it's crucial to remain calm as Lawson evolves as a rookie. Comments from figures like Zach Brown, who suggested Yuki Tsunoda should have taken the Red Bull seat, have seemingly brushed off Lawson's commitment. In response, Lawson has stated he doesn't care what others might say, showing a focused mindset despite external pressures. As we keep an eye on Lawson's journey, expectations for improvement are high. The upcoming races will be pivotal in determining his trajectory within the Red Bull team. With a steadfast commitment and continued perseverance, there's hope for Lawson to deliver impressive results ahead. FIA officials have announced a significant €50,000 fine against Williams Racing, stemming from a procedural blunder related to the installation of SD cards in their onboard cameras. This fine comes in the wake of an incident during sprint qualifying in Shanghai, where Williams was referred by technical delegate Joe Bauer for allegedly breaching Technical Directive TD034L. This directive, issued just days before the Chinese Grand Prix weekend, mandates that teams must ensure their cameras are equipped with well-formatted and empty SD cards at least 10 minutes before any session in which the cameras are to be used. This regulation is crucial as it allows the FIA to monitor teams more closely in light of concerns over flexibility in front and rear wings. Unfortunately, due to what seems like a misunderstanding, Williams didn't provide the necessary video files because they failed to realize the importance of installing an SD card. When summoned to see the stewards, Williams stated they assumed the cameras were equipped with SD cards. However, this assumption was quickly corrected when they noticed a flashing red light indicating an error. In the end, the FIA made it clear that there was no suggestion that Williams' wings had violated bodywork flexibility requirements. Despite this oversight, the team was still fined €50,000, with €40,000 of that amount suspended. This hefty fine serves as a reminder of the importance of adhering strictly to regulations, especially when it comes to technology that impacts car performance and safety. The FIA's statement also emphasized the clarity of TD034L, which was introduced to tackle the issue of bodywork flexibility in compliance with Articles 3.2.2 and 3.50.1 of the Formula One technical regulations. It specified that teams must ensure their cameras are fitted with SD cards formatted in FAT32 or exFAT, reinforcing that Williams acknowledged their failure to comply with this requirement. The team mistakenly believed that the FIA would supply cameras with pre-installed SD cards, which they did not verify. This unfortunate mix-up highlights the critical need for teams to double-check their equipment and processes before race weekends, as procedural adherence is just as vital as technical compliance in this high-stakes sport. In response to the FIA's penalty, Williams issued a statement addressing their concerns about the camera issues during the FP1 session. They explained that miscommunication was at the heart of the problem, emphasizing that they communicated with the FIA throughout the event. Following a review after the session, Williams assured that the failure to provide footage on time stemmed from internal processes that they are now committed to improving. They expressed confidence, stating that all requested footage was successfully provided during the Melbourne race without any issues. They firmly asserted their belief in the legality of their wing, indicating it was the same compliant wing used in Melbourne, and no adjustments were needed in light of the new technical directive. Williams stressed that the incident was procedural and reassured fans that they would ensure future recordings are delivered on time. They acknowledged the FIA's role in enforcing fair technical regulations and thanked them for their constructive dialogue throughout this matter. As a team, they are focused on moving forward and learning from this experience to prevent future occurrences.